Folks, welcome back to Clair Obscur Expedition 33 Guide. Today I'm going to show you how to 9,999 damage with one puncho, and all of this at level 15. For that, we need to reach the Radiant Village first, and you can find it here on the map. After you leave the sanctuary, you'll automatically get there, and you'll notice that things are a bit different here in the village. You can find a purple guy here named Ono Puncho, and with him, we can do a quest to deal 9,999 damage. At first, this sounds relatively difficult, but you can actually do it here in the village. To be able to do this, you should first participate in the tournament and talk to the chief here. And for that, you need to win the tournament, meaning you have to defeat all opponents in the tournament. I personally did the whole thing with Lone, and she was actually pretty cool for me. And she rocked it quite easily, so once you've played through the tournament to the end, you will get a new character. And that is Skill. And we can use them to deal those 9,999 damage. And now I'll show you how that works. Provided, of course, that you already have the character with you, and have participated in the tournament and, of course, won. As soon as Skill is in your team, you can allocate her skill points, and you should definitely make sure to distribute them correctly. We will assign the skills now, first focusing on Harvest, and then following this lower path. Once to the right on Blessing Bond, and then also Fire of Damage. Yes, below that is the skill we actually need, namely Fate's Wrath. And it deals double damage for one round to an ally. So we also distribute the attributes, focusing quite a bit on health and agility. You can put a little into defense, but generally do as you like. The whole thing also works if you distribute the attributes differently, but definitely distribute them to naturally increase the damage a bit. Otherwise, we have almost finished her now. We'll quickly go into her equipment again so you can see what else we have equipped. But for her, it's really only important that we have the ability, namely Fate's Wrath, and I actually left Pictos empty. You really don't need it to continue this trick here. It's only important that you have Fate's Wrath in there once. And then, we'll take a look at the next character. With Maelle, we can rest pack once. I had to use Overwrite to reassign the new skills here because we need a skill that allows us to deal damage like this. So, we go down here, to Sparks, then one step further down, to Dangerous Fire, and one more step down. With Immediate and Last Chance, that's the ability we need. We need Last Chance once to deal 9,999 damage. And above all, we also need the Pictos Marking Shots, Enhanced, attack for her. And, finally, we also need the Pictos Roulette. I'll show you how to find it in a moment. So these are the three Pictos that we absolutely need. Of course, it's a bit of a gamble, because, as you can see, with Roulette there's a 50% chance that it either deals 50% or 200% damage. And we obviously want the 200%. So you might have to try it 1, 2, or 3 times for it to really work. But it definitely works, and as a reward, you get a new outfit. So friends, let's go in and I'll show you how the battle works. By the way, you can get Roulette if you explore the village further. You'll quickly find a really long corridor right at the end of the village and at the very end. At the end of this corridor, there's another door. You can touch it once, and then you'll be asked a question. And how do you answer it? It doesn't matter, and that's how you get the Roulette Pictos. Yes, so let's do this once. So here, the answer "it doesn't matter" is the correct one, and then we can use this new ability, or rather this Pictos. And then he says, it's absolutely correct. And so we get this item, which is really quite good, but also a bit of luck is definitely involved if it even works. And For that, you need a bit of luck, so it might be that you have to try it 3 or 4 times. So let's head over to the purple guy sitting back there in a corner. You really can't miss him, and then start the fight. And friends, at level 15, you don't have enough yet AP points. That's why it's important that you basically skip the first round with each person. So skip turn, on PlayStation it's a 3. And then you can gather an additional AP point, which we need to strengthen ourselves here. Once you've skipped, everyone gets 5 AP points, and now you can go to skills. And here, of course, activate the last chance once, and with that, we've already taken care of it. Yes, friends, now it's important that we skip again with the third character and then go into skills to activate the Fate's Wrath. And we'll apply it once more, and with that, we have the chance to deal damage. Now it's really important that you trigger the mark with the marking shot. You can keep shooting until you have 3 AP left. And that's really important. Roulette should also be in effect. And if you still have 3 AP left and the opponent is marked, that's the crucial part. You use Percee. And then you get the 9,999 damage, friends. So that's done, and as a reward, you get a beautiful outfit, which we actually don't really want to wear otherwise. It looks a bit strange, but you definitely have it. So, of course, we need it for the trophies. And we'll take the outfit with us once. And, yes, friends, until next time, I'd be happy if you give a thumbs up and also subscribe if you like. Are all guides for Obscur missing? You can find them on the channel, and then we can Platinum Expedition 33. So, until next time, take care. Adios, and ciao ciao.